Good. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in. I'll give a few people some time to tune in. It's been a while since I've been on. Pardon my delay in getting back with you guys. There, people are. Hi, everyone. All right. Yes, it has been a long time, Tim. Great to see you. Hello, Joanna. Thanks all for tuning in. I wanted to give you an update on what is going on in my life and what I'm going to bring to the table in the near future. So, hi, Aaron. Okay, so I had talked the last time as an update about the school, and I wrote the curriculum for this school. I was thinking about naming it the Ford Sickle, and that kind of moved, and maybe I'll do that or not, but the name is just an idea. We all know that. But what's more relevant is that I don't want to do it in an online fashion anymore, or let's say not anymore at this time. I think it's better that we don't work in permanencies in our life because the subtleties of change that might be an inkling end up being a tidal wave later on to where you can't help but to change. So to put yourself in a constant permanency of time is just going to be a conditioning, right? And I did want to talk about the unconditional a little bit, but let me finish up with the school idea first. So, hello, Christine. So instead of doing the online school classes type of thing, I'm going to do workshops. So the first workshop is a combination of the most relevant stuff out of School 1 and School 2. It's not a completion by any means, but it's a workshop to give you the foundation. And as we move forward with workshops, then we'll have the fundamentals in place and the expansion available on further down the road workshops that'll give you the insight. Because some of the curriculum is essential and some is maybe optional. But I think in personal interactions, as opposed to the online interactions, I think there's a vibratory reality that has merit. And the merit of dynamic human interaction in the moment, in the physical reality with each other, is valuable in the offering of this school. I think it plays a lot more when I'm there in the room with you and giving you this information and able to answer those questions with a group idea that you may have and how we can give examples in a group idea more so than a group online, where behavior is very different when you're in an online as opposed to if you are in a physical room together with everyone. There's certain buffers that onlines offer, certain privacies, where in person it's different. So anywho, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a workshop. So the website is going to be put up on my website's up, but it's going to be on the websites, not yet, but I'll get it up there in the next few days, maybe another week. And it's going to lay out all the details. It's going to lay out the dates. It's going to lay out where it's going to be. But we do know this. It's going to be in Los Angeles. It's going to be close to LAX. Most likely it'll be in a hotel with a conference room. We haven't got that part down yet because we're looking at a couple of different venues. Included with this school, that's going to be 5 days, but it's going to be 5 days of, I think it's just 4 days of teaching because we're going to be able to check in on a one particular day. The school will start the next day, and then on the wake up in the morning on after like maybe Saturday night, Sunday morning is you check out and you leave. So there'll be 5 days of accommodations. Food will be included, and of course the school will be included, and that'll be a one price of $2,500 for the entire week, 5 days of this. And we pretty much know the times we're going to do it. You know, breakfast, work, lunch, work, have the evening off, go do what you want to do. Dinner's there for you, la-di-da-di, everyone. So, yeah, the number of spots is key. I want time with you, and I don't want a classroom. I want more specialized time with a less amount of people, so we can have longer conversations and more personal time with each and every one of you that choose to sign up for this. 15 slots is all I'm going to do on this. So 15 people, and I have a couple of people that are going to be helping me, but 15 available slots for this. And we're going to spend the 4 days working about self-discovery. I'm going to talk about recognition of the self, really valuing the belief systems that you have, hammering home that the creation itself is unconditional, and all of the conditions that you harbor, interpret, perceive, vibrate are yours exclusively, and they have nothing to do with the commonality of creation. Creation is already common with itself because of law, one and all are one. We don't need to differentiate ourselves any further, but the habitat of humanity is to differentiate itself through conditionings so it can stand on an identity, so it knows itself as fulfilled through a content of emotional status. So we're going to work insatiably on that. We have examples. I have a workbook that I wrote as well, and you will get a workbook when you come. You'll get a physical workbook, and I'm going to work out of that workbook, give you notes. So when you leave, or give you things to write down. So when you leave and it's over, you have a reference. Because here, I don't want you guys to feel good when you leave. I don't want this to be like a pump up session, charge, and about a couple months later, the high is gone. You know, I want you to go out of this place wrecked, stunned with yourself, realized, aware of how you are literally creating your reality, not disheveled or depressed or disheartened, with a new conviction of understanding and self-worth, with a forging right to discover yourself, to move into your belief systems and realize that it's all about you. That's what I want you to leave with. And I want you to have materials to leave that. So when you're out in your everyday bubble of reality that has nothing to do with ascension of anything else except you discovering you, you'll have the tools in place for that. And that's what this workshop will give. So that's what I want to announce about the workshop, which was the school, but I kind of like, I had a person in my life offer that as an idea, and I was like, wow, that's exceptional. You know, one of my minions came in and said, how about this? And I was like, fucking A, you know? And so it was awesome. It was awesome. And that's how we're going to go forward with that. Let me check out there. Workshop is going to be cool. Hi, B from New York. 10. Hey, sorry, you may find anything better to do here now if you don't mind saying so. I don't mind saying so. I don't give a fuck what you say, kid. Hello, Rick from Tyler, Texas. Not so awake in place. That's funny. Higher. Hey, Roxy. Okay, so I wanted to leave you guys with this. I am going to come back on and start talking a little bit more. Here's what I went through in the last month. Here's how it works for me. I work through my reality to the best self possible. I never second guess myself. I always act upon myself. If I have an inkling that there is a better choice, I have learned myself enough over choices of this journey of 9-10 years to realize that inkling is valid and I can choose it to see what's on the other side, because there's no wrong decision. There's only more of you. Know that. So when you're journeying in discovering yourself, you're going to find parts of yourself you don't know you are that self until it's recognized, until you're like, God damn, maybe that's me. And I live those selves. I do not question those selves, although I might be getting feedback of you need to look at that. If I think about that and try to change that, then I'm becoming a human to make myself better in the eyes of another. I will not fucking do that. I find it because I'm doing the work, discovering myself. And I found a big chunk of me, of identity, of anger, in a way of trying to keep myself valid, that kind of idea. It's just another layer, guys. See, it's not about what you're doing along the way and how you're perceived. Please don't give a shit about the unconditional, because the unconditional doesn't give a shit about you. Because without you, there is no unconditional. Without you, there's nothing. You gotta have to understand that. This is all about you and your journey, and you have to do it to the best self in the moment. The truest, most honest self. And a lot of those honest and true selves that you represent, in hindsight, are going to be not your preference of self any longer. And it's also might going to be offending people along the way. But you got to look at the big picture. It's not about them. It's not about offending. It's about discovering. There is no fucking way to do this except your own. All roads lead home. All of them. Every single one. If you are driving towards yourself. If you're gagging around in identity, hopping from one identity to the other and begin emotional fulfillment, then okay. But when you see that's you creating your reality and you have a choice, then you want to go home, then you go ahead and choose it. And home is self. It's not a destination. It's I am, right? So the unconditional reality that exists at all times are what you can look at reality as that. People react to you. That's a conditioning. You react to people reacting to you. That's a conditioning. That's an experience in the bigger scope of things. That is unconditional, truly. Even the condition is an unconditional experience. If it was conditioned as a standard, then the unconditional couldn't exist. Because that's all there is the unconditional. The relationship is a condition. It's a relationship to judge the objectification in the idea of a slanted or a measured aspect. That's all. And that gives you an experience. But all of that is encompassed in all that is unconditional. So realize, give yourself better is maybe permission to fuck it up a little bit more. To do those things that go beyond, to maybe look at yourself harder. Stop trying to be counted. Stop assessing yourself so much in reality. If you find yourself, take a good fucking solid day and observe yourself. Watch every single behavior. Watch your thoughts in such discipline. Every little tiny little fragment. Make it sick to your stomach you're doing it so much. You're tired of it. But stay in it so you can really see how your vibrational behavior creates your reality, your experience. Your truth is the dynamic of the now. Your mind can tell you, well, that's not my truth. But if it's in front of you, it is your truth. You don't attract false. You don't attract positive. You don't attract negative. You attract the unconditional experience of the now that you assign meaning. So recognition of these ideas of the unconditional, the things that are happening in the world don't mean anything unless you put meaning to them. And if it's an emotional meaning, then you will have an emotional experience in your now. That has nothing to do with the past and nothing to do with the future. It has everything to do with what you're creating yourself as now. Right now. Now. That's it. So as things come up and ideas move through my reality, I'll continue my pop-ups. I'll keep you updated on the school, or rather the workshop, but know it's for September. Probably the last weekend, sometime in the last week of September, around the 20th or 22nd, whatever, somewhere in those. It's going to be $2,500 for the entire, which includes food and accommodations. You got to get there yourself. I chose LA because it's got a nice big fat airport, and there's a lot of people in California or close to it that they maybe drive, and felt right to go to LA. It was good. So in LA, around the 22nd, 5-day workshop. There's going to be plenty of off time, and I think on the last day as well, I'm going to do an evening channeling and maybe open up that to announce it to the public and just come in and come to the channeling, and maybe tickets at the door for like whatever amount we decide on to go and do that thing. You know, like 10 or 20 bucks to get in or whatever, and let's just do an evening of channeling or something like that. So that's the announcement that I want to offer. Remember the words about the unconditional. Continue on self-discovery. Don't externalize yourself and value your identity predicated on someone else's validation of you, nor the idea of standards that lie in time that are tested and validated by an authority that you figured as an authority, because they're not your authority, and no standard idea of behavior is anywhere as a standard. It's a change constant, and everything is perception and experience unto your kingdom. Take care of the house, okay? So I think that's it. Let me check the chat. Good, indeed. Yeah, girl, thank you for this. You're welcome. Hello, Victor, good to see you. I missed you. Can we still talk email? Can you write me an email? Of course you can write me an email, you know? But anyways, I love you guys. Thanks all for tuning in. And I'll be back on here probably in about another week or so with another idea and an update when the website goes live, to go ahead and look at the information about that. If you know you want to go right now, you're pretty damn sure, email me and I'm going to start to create the list today. So the ones on the list, we're going to contact and talk to them one-on-one about the school and make sure they're clear on what it is and they're ready to go on that. And then when the 15 slots are filled, that'll be that. All right, guys, go rock your reality. Fall in love with you. Don't let anyone fucking shit on your shit. You're too goddamn beautiful to have someone darken your own light. Go be awesome. Love you guys.